Okay,
Now you've got the password forever.
let's start on this. Is pretty quick. It's
Thank you.
essentially the same as yesterday, except there's a
Euler.
particular number. This is how it's spelt Euler, but it's pronounced Euler.
That's stupid.
Well, you know, one of these European
These
countries,
math teachers are
European
English teachers, obviously.
Alright, and so,
It'd be like Euler.
Yeah, I'd say Euler. And that sounds a lot more European than Euler. Euler sounds just, yeah.
alright, so it's named after,
Mr. Euler.
correct, Leonard was his first name.
Leonard. That's how you pronounce it, isn't it?
Oh my god, why is there a H at
Oh, Leonhard.
Leonhard, yeah. I am Leonhard.
That's how it's, see, European, I told you.
It's Leonhard Euler, except it's actually Leonard Euler. Like, come on.
Alright, by definition,
Leonhard Euler.
it is
Can't find my pen.
the limit
Oh no. Let's not talk about limits.
as
I'm not comfortable.
n tends to infinity of 1 plus 1 on n to the power of n.
So is Euler's number shown by E?
E is Euler's number, yes.
Wait, is that an N? Is it my
That is an n, that is an n, and so is that. So, there's a few things about Euler's number. First of all, it is irrational, meaning you can't, like pi, you can't write it as a fraction. It is approximately 2.718 continues, and it's known as the natural number.
Wait, it's irrational.
Right, now in terms of what we are doing when we did graphs yesterday, yes, when we did graphs, E is just a number. So if we were to draw a graph of fx is e to the x,
Is it a natural number or the natural?
the natural number.
It's infinity, like I'm not a.
Well, it is defined as, I feel.
Love that determined. No, you're like the
So in terms of
Oh yeah.
exponential graphs,
You good? Dying slowly.
the graph of e to the x, like the graph of any other number to the x, curves around like so, goes through one there, has two key points, but because we know that it is, the A is E, then the key point here goes through 1 and an E, and this key point over here goes through -1 and 1 over E.
I'm pretty sure like Tuna mentioned that yesterday.
Oh, there you go.
Because she said 2.7
There
something.
you go. I'm sure Lorraine would be right onto that.
Except she didn't like explain it. Yeah, she probably just like mentioned it.
Does that mean going up from that it's just 2e and 3e and so forth?
At 2 it would be e squared, e cubed e. Alright, so the reason it's called the natural number is that a number of things in nature have this same curve, exactly the same curve as e to the x. That's why it's called that. So population growths of bacteria and things like that. Rather than, 5 to the x or something, it's e to the x that they follow. So if we're going to draw a graph of it, any other graph, so let's have a look at a graph and sketch. Alright, so there we go. So just in full function notation, so we've got some function, the domain is R, codomain, what is the function? Here it is. So we know, by looking at that, we know there's some translations. And what are those translations?
Down 2.
Correct?
Left 1.
Yep, down 2,
Which is also
left 1.
passing 2.
Alright, so if it's going down 2 and left 1, then we may quite likely have a y-intercept. So x is 0 in there, so if we do that, f of 0, e to the 0 plus 1 minus 2, just write it as e to the 1, e minus 2. Let's leave it written as that. So that's our y-intercept. Alright, x-intercept is going to be a little bit more tricky, and you're going to need to use your calculator to figure that one out. Alright, so for our x-intercept, y equals, 0, not 2. Y equals 2. And so, again, y equals 0, not 2. So 0 equals e to the x plus 1 minus 2. Add 2, e to the x plus 1, and then you solve on your calculator. And when you use solve on your calculator, I haven't written it down here. Someone quickly do that for me,
What?
or give me a calculator. Back to the column. So, keyboard, solves on the keyboard, so 2 equals, and it's got an e to the power of on the keyboard, x plus 1.
So that's also what that button's for.
Solve that for x, put it in standard form, and it says that x equals, better use
What does that mean?
Alright, so it's log to the base e, ln is log to the base e, and we'll get to logs minus 1. So in decimal, it's about negative 0.3. Alright, so that's going to help us.
X equals what?
Degrees doesn't matter.
Alice
Right.
comes up with something.
What's the x equals ln?
ln, log to the base n of a base e of 2, whatever
Mine
that
says
is.
ln to the base of 2 over ln to the base of e minus 1.
yours has done some funky stuff. I'll have a look at that in a minute.
Where does yours say that's your
So 2 over 2 equals over.
Right, so graph it.
What's this swastika? Right at the bottom.
That's an X.
That's his X.
Oh no, sorry, it's
Approximate. So the only reason I did approximates is so I know kind of whereabouts to put it on the thing.
So
Swastika.
bad.
All right.
Is it negative?
Oops.
Is that negative 0.3 emphasis in it?
Negative 0.3, yes.
So it was like non-exact.
All right. So what do we know? We know that we have an asymptote here. At negative 2, because we've got that translation down 2. Our y-intercept, e minus 2. Now remember, e is about 2.7. So e minus 2 is about 0.7, so that's about here somewhere. But when I label it, I need to label it as e minus 2 in exact form. So if that's negative 1 there, and then the y-intercept is ln of 2 minus 1, and that's approximately negative 1/3, so that's about there somewhere. So that's that. And then it curves around like this. And there we are. So the same kind of stuff as yesterday. So just treat E as a number, leave it as E.
We've basically got another variable, except
What,
the
how did
variable
you-
has a set.
How did you plot the 0, e, negative 0?
Right, so if E is approximately 2.7, then E minus 2 would be 2.7 minus, or approximately, minus 2, which is about 0.7. So that's how I know where to put it. So it goes about there, just label it with the exact value. Any further questions? Yes, Nick?
How do you know where to put this ln to?
This one, I asked my calculator what it was as a decimal, and it's about that. And so it's about there then. Anything else? All right, that's 5B.